I'll tell you what, I did it travel day with them, yay.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I saw a little bit, and I wanted to see it.
You talking about the,
Yes.
yeah, I watched it the whole hour long.
Yeah, I did too. It was not good, man.
Man, you know what? Those long can change one or two words and completely change the whole aspect of it.
We're good though, man. That wasn't very good.
You know that one, I can't remember. If it was-
So if she go down the whole little bit.
Oh, yeah, they had a fall off. They tore them up.
They was,
Wait.
Wade, he said, well, I don't know exactly. Well, was you a secret? Wilson. And he said, well, explain the secret of private. All you did, Wade did. We was so come around, he says, secret things we're doing, I think was something to the effect, we're doing something not supposed to be private. It means I don't want nobody to know. I don't want the world to know. You look on the camera.
Did you hear her when she said that cash is home and come from her campaign?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I didn't hear that. From her campaign questions.
Yeah.
They had put that cash, I don't know, disclose that because that, maybe people know I have cash.
Yeah, exactly.
It was gonna break in his house down.
Oh, yeah, that was good. I wasn't just getting tired.
Remember, when they asked you about, remember about being with the cabinet?
Yeah.
Whether it's, she has another question. You remember back to 2022, but you can't remember 2023. 6 months ago.
And John started questioning.
No, no.
Integrity, yes. They don't even know what's wrong with it. We do, we had a person got big.
Yeah.
I don't.
Another one. You got no. I've got one word to use. I can't remember what word you used, but it was basically, you know, bad. He said,
He's smiling.
I know.
Oh, no. It's all right. Hello?
Can we grab some? Yeah, you know.
Yeah, no, see, just come up here, the district attorney's office.
We want to remind everyone, if you want to address the council, no sign-in sheets back there, please submit legibly. And bring those up to Ms. Bush, our recording secretary.
If you want to make a public comment, be sure to fill out the piece of paper and hand it to Ms. Bush. We're gonna start here at 7 o'clock. Okay. Let's call the meeting to order. We've got a regular city council meeting that's been held Thursday, February 15th at 2024 at 7 p.m. at Portwood Art and Civic Center, 800 East Moore, Seymour, Texas. All notices have been duly posted in accordance with conformance with the government code of the state of Texas. Texas section 551.072C. City of Seymour attempts to make its meetings accessible to all its citizens. If you have need of auxiliary aids, please notify the city secretary at 940-889-3148, at least 48 hours in advance. The agenda is also posted on the city's website at cityofseymour.org. With the following agenda to be considered, we're going to go down the list. We're going to have we've had the call to order. We're going to have a roll call. So, how about Councilman Lamb here, Councilman Monty Glass here, Councilman Skylar Hendricks here, Council Lady Debbie Gillespie here, Councilman Billy Hendricks here. Okay, we're all here and accounted for. Let's do our Pledge of Allegiance, and then let's remain standing for our prayer.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If Reverend Jesse Hernandez, Mr. Hernandez is the pastor of our church here in Seymour. And he's starting his church. He's doing a lot of work. He's getting it ready to go. And I appreciate him coming in and doing our prayer.
Amen. Yes, as we go to prayer, let's lift up the Jake Donnell family in prayer. I think all of us here represent some family or another. But it's always good to see the town pull together, not just at a meeting like this, but when there's a crisis in a family or something's going on. You know, just remember to lift each other up in prayer. We're not in this alone. We're all in this together. We're in this town, and whatever is best for this town, that's what we're praying for. The Heavenly Father, Lord, come before you in the name of Jesus, Lord. Give me that glory, first of all, Lord, for this day you gave us. And I pray for this council meeting, Lord, everybody that represents part of the council, Lord. Lord, knowledge and wisdom to represent your people, Heavenly Father, which is the town of Seymour, Lord. Every decision they make, Heavenly Father, Lord, let it be under your guidance, Heavenly Father, Lord. As I recall, each and every one of them had an oath that they took when they took office, Lord. And let us not forget the oath that they took. But let it, Lord, let it be represented in your ways, Heavenly Father, for your honor, Lord. And I ask, Lord, just be with us and guide this people, Lord. Guide this councilman, Lord, because they have a big job. You know, sometimes you don't go the way we want you. Who can satisfy everybody's needs. I can barely satisfy my own needs and let the rest of the town. But Lord, we ask your guidance throughout this meeting, Lord. That everything that is said, Lord, be for your honor, your glory, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray, Lord. Amen. Amen.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, we've got announcements. I'll start with Mayor Pro Tem Monty Glass. Would you like to announce anything? I've got a couple of 2 or 3 announcements. We're grateful that Will Scarlett is back and answered prayer there in many cases. We all, I believe in prayer, and I think we need to continue to pray for her. And we're just so happy that she's back in her home. And let's remember her. On more mundane things, Ms. Bush, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but we're going to have tires. We're going to announce the city through Ms. Bush over here has gotten a grant. We're going to be able to take tires. If you've got tires around your house that need to be done away with, I think if you can prove you live in the city of Seymour, you can bring 10 tires. I think is the present over 2 days, March 1st and March 2nd. That's a Friday and Saturday. And that's a pretty good deal. Thank you, Lauren, for your work on that. April 16th, 6th through the 14th, Seymour Cleanup Week, brush on. If you've got some old fenders laying out there, do not send them by the curb, because they're probably not going to pick those up. But if you've got some brush, tree limbs, it will be picked up. The pickup begins April 15th, but you can push it to the street 6th through the 14th. Residents can bring to the transfer station at no charge during that period of time. If you want to haul it out there yourself, you got to tarp it down. And last but not least, this is kind of looking ahead, but we're going to talk a little bit about the swimming pool and the charges and lifeguards and things like that. But on May the 3rd, the city will begin taking lifeguard applications. So, also a manager application will be available. It starts out at $15 an hour for the manager. So, kind of keep that on your agenda and or on your calendar. And Dr. Brazier, I think that's all I've got. If you'd like to go forward and jump.
Thank you, Mayor. So it's always an honor and privilege to recognize outstanding employees of the city of Seymour. And the city of Seymour is really blessed to have great people in every department and at City Hall. And so it's always a tough decision, but this particular month we would like to recognize our 2 of our water department employees, Jake Donnell and Chase Foot. Jake, unfortunately, was able to be here. His mom recently passed away, so he's with family. But we do have Dakota here. Dakota, if you can come forward. And we would like to recognize Dakota for being an outstanding, dedicated, loyal employee for the city of Seymour. Our water department is outstanding. The supervisor Chase Wood is also here tonight, but kind of a special recognition tonight because these gentlemen work really hard. And Jake has received his D water and his D wastewater license, and Dakota has his D wastewater, and I believe is still working toward getting his D water. And this is a challenging task. These state tests these guys have to take. So we're working hard in the field for every one of you that are here this evening, for our council. But at the same time, they're in the background working to get these licensing again, so we can all have fresh water each and every day. So on behalf of the mayor and the city council, we just like to say thank you for all your hard work, your dedication. And if you come forward, we'd like to present you with the certificate of the month for outstanding service and career.
At this time, we're gonna have citizens, comments, everybody that signed up, you haven't signed up. Take a couple minutes, to let you get one to Lauren. This is, you can speak on any topic you want. You've got 3 minutes, and by law, the council on this part of it, on public comments, we're not allowed to respond other than, we could maybe give you a date or something that's, but otherwise, we're not allowed to really get in a discussion with you, but you're free to comment. I'm gonna start with what I've got here. We've got Robert Golding, and if you'd like to come up and speak, be sure if you'll speak into the microphone, and I think we got your name, so whatever you want to say.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, I'm Robert Golding, and I'm here to talk
Not loud enough.
about, not loud enough? Not loud enough? That's the boss back there. I'm here to talk about some things going on up and down my street, which is speeders. I mean, they're really hauling a lot of iron around there. I mean, they're going fast. It's not only on my street, but on a lot of other residential streets here in Seymour. I know I was taught, unless otherwise posted, the speed limit is supposed to be 25. I don't know if that's the same here where I'm from or not. But the folks that going up and down Ingram are not going 25 or even 30. One kid yesterday took off and he went by so fast that I couldn't even count to 2 before he got to the end of the block. I haven't been contacting the police department, but I was advised that I should. So I'll be doing that whenever somebody's going to go too fast. I was wondering if there's any way we can get some posted speed limit signs along that area or somewhere else. I know there's ones that is down from the highway out there up Ingram to Main Street and the street, but I don't see any other places except maybe Lubbock Highway and Temple. That's the only place I really see the speed limit. And just to kind of remind folks that they should slow down a little bit. We've got some kids that play around there, and a lot of folks have, of course, the cat problem in Seymour is never going to go away, but there's a lot of cats on that street too that try to get around. Anyway, that's about all I got to say. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Golding. That, like I said, we can't discuss it, but it's good to know those things, and if it's, brought to the city's attention, we can start doing stuff. I've got Oscar Valdez. If you'd like to come up and speak, you got 3 minutes.
I'm here to talk on behalf of the people that work at the gun range, at the golf course, myself. We've got 5 or 6 managers, gun range managers. We've got a gun master that works out there. We've all been trained. We've all got certificates by the book from the National Rifle Association. We are there whenever anybody is shooting there. Nobody can go out there unless one of the managers or the gun range master is there. It's, if there's ever an accident, we're the first to know about it. If there's ever a delinquent or a intended or intentional shot fired in the town, we're there. We are there. It cannot happen without us knowing about it. There could be a delinquent element, somebody outside our group, somebody, their accident, or it could have been their delinquency on purpose. Security there, 4 gates, and they all got heavy chains and heavy locks. and they can't get out there without going to the golf course, except for that fourth gate on the very back side from somebody's personal property. So I'm here to talk on behalf of opening the gun range. There should have been, or I'm sure there was an investigation, and I don't know the results. And I'm one of the gun range managers. But I think that needs to be, divulged to the general public. What was the results of that investigation? We want to know, because first thing that people yell, it's the gun range. And this time, or last month, probably wasn't the gun range. Because we weren't there and we had that thing under lock and key. But I think it's a good project to have that gun range. A lot of people are interested in it. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that aren't interested in it. But, I hope it remains open. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robert. We appreciate it. I'm asking people to talk into the mic and I forget to talk into mine. Briley Hospice.
Hi, my name is Riley Costas. I'm 16 years old, and I would like to talk about my side of the gun range. So I remember back when the gun range was still open, and me and my little brothers were always scared to go outside because we didn't know when a bullet was going to fly by. And I feel like we have the right to feel safe in our own front yard. Because how many of you guys have kids out there playing and y'all are scared they're going to get hit by a bullet? It's just really scary for us. And the day the bullet flew by, that's usually where I parked my car, is like the direction it was, but luckily I had work that day. But if I didn't have work that day, who knows what could have happened? My car could have been hit, I could have been hit. And besides people, there's also animals out there. I know there's sheep out there, there's cattle out there, there's horses out there, there's so many things out there that could be a liability. And I just like to ask y'all, are y'all scared of the park? Because I am.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. Do we have anybody else? That's all the. Let's make sure we have missed anybody. I believe that's every. Oh, yes. Yeah. Rebecca Goldie. Okay. You covered it pretty good.
Read it for.
Okay. More topic of discussion, more hospital directional signs. I like it. Unless I've missed them, I've only seen one square hospital sign in town. Are they blue? I'm thinking they're blue. Okay. This is on Main Street. If you're going north, no sign. If you're going south on Main Street, I've not seen any close to the intersection of California and Main either. Locals know where it is, but what would a traveler having an issue would they be able to find it? That's good. Rebecca Golding. Okay, gotcha. Topic of discussion, cardboard recycling. We've been in Seymour 2 years now and have noticed that there are a lot of deliveries to residents from Amazon and others. This must result in a very large amount of the trash being boxes. I would like to propose that the city or county look into acquiring some kind of cardboard recycling center to break down and compact and bale the cardboard for resale or to send to a larger company that processes it into new products. This would reduce the amount of waste being put into the landfill. All right. Thank you, Ms. Golden. More food for thought. Okay, I believe that concludes citizens' comments. We're gonna go to city administrator reports. Dr. Fraser.
Yes, I wanted to inform council that the construction at the airport is moving along very nicely. So if you have a chance to go out there and look, they've done a lot, just to mention a few. They've got the beacon foundation up, the new beacon up. They got the base course for the ball. It is up. They set up basically all the infrastructure. So on Monday, they're supposed to shut down the airport, and then basically supposed to be set up. They go plug in all the lights and get all that up. So it should take them about a month, I would say, maybe longer, give or take. The weather. It's a great crew out there. They work hard, and what they've done so far, it's really fantastic. So, we're super proud of our airport. Of course, tomorrow, the last day for anyone to file for placing the ballot for city council. Right now, just our incumbents have signed up. So then we'll see if anybody got Friday at 5, and then we'll move forward from there. We have your election calendar out there in your packet. We'll follow that accordingly. Lots of stuff going on here in the future for the city council, or the city of Seymour. The mayor's already mentioned several of those. On February 24th, we'll have a rainbow trout fishing tournament out at the golf course. So those tanks have been stocked with rainbow trout. And of course, the mayor's already mentioned April 6th to 14th, Spin Up Week Community Council approval tonight. And then, of course, we've already scheduled again opening day for the city pool May 21st, splash day on May 25th, and then also we're planning on November 16th. It's a long ways out, but City Hall 100-year celebration. So we are creating an itinerary for that one. So I think that's going to be a great event for our city of Seymour to celebrate. And then I have in your packets also your financial reports from Ms. Griffin. Financials look really good. If you look at our month as well as our year up to date, so it's really healthy there. Also, there's like in your package, you have the police reports available for you, and your staff and software reports for you as well. So that's all I have. Unless you have any questions.
How long will the airport be closed? Did I miss that? A day?
No,
About a month?
Maybe a month.
Okay.
Two.
All right. I thought that's what you said.
And, they are moving along with us.
Okay. That's about $1 million project. That is.
I wanted to add to the things coming up, April 20th, we're having a citywide garage sale. And then people in the community can call in and put their name or their address in the hat for that. And we're going to publicize that and put it out. And that way we're, hopefully people from out of town will know about it. We're going to advertise it, try to get people to come in and maybe get a jump start in spring cleaning April 20th for a citywide garage sale. So.
Excellent. Okay. Anything else you want to add, Jeff?
So that's something to me.
Okay. We're going to move to public hearings. Number one, this is a public hearing in regard to a specific use permit, in regard to a zoning change of 908 1/2 North Browning, also known as Lot 8, Block 2, Bennett subdivision, Seymour, Texas. A specific use permit would allow for the use of a recreational vehicle as a residence. We're not going to discuss this, or is it just, yeah. If anybody would like to comment on that or discuss this particular proposal, your public hearing, you're welcome to do so. It'll be, we'll have another hearing on this next month. We have two, so you can speak next month as well. Number two, there's another, this public hearing is in regard to a specific use permit, zoning change of 508 West Ingram, also known as Lot 4, Block 11, Miller First Subdivision, Seymour, Texas. Specific use permit would allow for the use of recreational vehicle as a residence. And anyone would like to comment on that, you're certainly welcome to speak for 3 minutes. And that will also be on the agenda next month as well. Okay, we get to the consent agenda. If you want to speak on that, or
No, just consent agenda item, that's up for council approval. If you have any questions, you're welcome to, ask those questions or let the board leave those items out. If they choose to, otherwise, I would recommend that they wait
We do that later in the meeting, right? Good now? Okay, as the consent agenda sits at this point, do we have a motion to accept this or approve it?
Yeah, I have a motion to approve it.
Okay, we have a motion to approve, we have a second. Second from Councilman Glass, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. It's approved 5-0. We move to action items, discuss, consider, and take action on the racial profiling report provided by the Seymour Police Department. It's in our packet. I think this is required by the Department of Justice, I think.
We also have Sergeant Sawyer here, if he would like to comment.
Sure. Come on up. Give us a quick rundown of this.
Hey, Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I just got a text a while ago that somebody wanted to add to the, events coming up.
Okay.
June 1st, not associated with the city or the Chamber of Commerce. There'll be a gun show, a gun and knife show at Cliff Style Club on June 1st.
There'll be more information coming on that later. June
Yes.
1st, gun and knife show.
Yeah, okay. Probably next month there'll be more information.
Perfect. Thank you. Bryce Sawyer, if you'll introduce yourself and explain what you're explaining.
I'm Sergeant Sawyer. I'm here with the Seymour Police Department. Number 6 here on your consent agenda, we've applied for a grant through the Edward Byron Memorial Justice Grant. They call it the JAG grant. It's going to be to outfit a new squad car. It's going to cover the camera system, everything. From the camera system down to the gun racks, down to the window bars. It's going to cover every piece of the equipment. I believe Lauren's got that filled out and submitted. I think we're just waiting to hear back now, aren't we? March 20th.
28. We have to do a presentation.
And then number 7 is, given the climate stuff today's world and the individuals we deal with, we've also applied for another grant for rifle resistant armor or hard armor. Most agencies already have it. We don't have any. All of our armor is soft armor and not rated to stop rifle rounds. So this is also a grant, and they're very expensive without it. I think what $10,000 for the 7 or 8 of them. 8 of them.
They're $1,000 a piece.
It's close to $10,000 with the Zen done. And I think Lauren worked hard on both of those, and she's gotten them both submitted already. We're just waiting for the scoring on that also. Kind of same thing.
No, that's
That one's
not
not-
endorsed. That's just the state of Texas, so we're waiting on it.
And that's pretty much what both of those for.
Oh, are you doing the racial?
Oh, you want me to do that one here? In your packet, you'll see our racial profiling that we're required to give you every year. And we had no complaints or anything based off racial bias or anything like that. So we are up to date and good with the state of Texas and the federal government. So
That's all been submitted, right?
everything's been submitted. We actually got ours submitted like January 3rd or something.
Okay,
like that. So
okay.
we had until March to get it done, but we're way ahead of the game. So it's kind of a pain in the butt to run all the numbers. But we got it done real quick.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry. Okay, number 10, discuss, consider, discuss, consider, and take action on the racial profiling report provided by the Seymour Police Department. That's in our package. I assume we've all read through that. It looked, up to what I've seen before. Would anyone like to, make a motion on that? Mayor, make a motion, we accept the racial profile.
I second that
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. All opposed, no. It's approved. 5-0. Thank you. Discuss, consider, and give direction on pursuing a loan for development board. Now, Dr. Frazier, you've been working on this, I know, researching it anyway.
Yeah, we worked hard for the USDA, it's worked a little bit for to find a way to pay for, rehabilitating, our waterways that we have. And so, there are some low interest loans that just, and, so I want to bring this to council to, see what, how y'all would like to, take action on the issue. I mean, we can slowly rehabilitate those ourselves, or we can take out a loan. Of course, again, we would have to put an engineer in place to do that assessments and other bits. So making time, some work, that'd be one way that we can knock it all out. Although I'm not really excited about, being more in debt, at the same time, I'll kind of prioritize, getting our water back online. So, direction from council and what y'all like us to do.
How much more are we looking at tomorrow?
Well, let's just see, we don't really know at this point, so it could be 100,000 up to a million, so it's really depends. So we would have to do the whole project, we could bring all this to y'all as, we play it out, and y'all can make some decisions at that point. But I didn't want to start the process, if you're interested, so at least I want y'all's permission to move forward.
But some of the wells need to be plugged if they're not, I mean, I think we're required to do that if they're not in working or can't be made to work. Is there a way to get like a line of credit? In other words, let's say it's $500,000 where we're not borrowing $500,000, and then we just borrow it as we need type of deal. So we're not paying interest on a large sum of money that, or you're talking about just going in and let's do it all one fell
So
swoop.
no, we could determine, if we would relocate this stuff, we get back online. Those that, we can plug, you can do, the whole project, half the project, whatever y'all felt like, how much money y'all want to borrow, and then we would really know precisely how much money we need, and then we can go and borrow that amount. So this makes some very educated decisions on how much to spend, how much money to debt.
We're basically just trying to get, this is for discussion, later, or to get us thinking about this, basically, how we want to do this.
Well, y'all can take action tonight, or we don't want time to think about that. I want more information, and this how we all.
Going forward and just seeing what can you get? Do we have to have an engineering study to determine, to give us an idea of what we need? Or are we just kind of going at this like we may need this much? I guess, how educated are we on how much we need? I guess is what I'm asking.
Yes, so, we can attack this in 100 different ways, so it's, this one, always pursue this further, or not. That's all I should do.
I think I like to see us go forward with it. We need to do something.
I think as far as like going forward, I'd figure out the price, what that interest rate is. It's low interest, but that could be a whole lot, just when you're talking about a difference of 100,000 to $1 million. It's a big gap, but I think we got a number, or at least an estimate of what it's going to cost, so we can see if it's a whole project that wants to tackle or knock out half of it to try to get us in the right direction, kind of thing. And once we see those numbers, I feel like that'd be the best time to make a decision. But yeah,
Yeah,
I would.
contact the contractor, see if we get a bid on it or something, or if you want to.
Well, by doing this, we would have Jacob Martin move forward, with, I guess, giving us some information, with some estimates.
But that's not cheap either, right? Getting in here to the estimate.
That's what I was wondering, how much do we have to spend to even know how much we need to use? Yeah.
And all that would be included.
Right, it would be looked into, but, so moving forward, it's either we're gonna do it, and they tell us a high number we want to spend it, and then it's paying engineering fees, or we're going all the way in.
Or do the well when they get done too at that time.
Yeah.
Not worry about those. Until like you said later.
I think Jacob and Martin ought to have some thoughts on which wells we need fixed anyway, shouldn't they? I mean, with all the water projects they've helped us with.
Yeah, I don't really know if they give you the information.
But even if they don't pursue it, the charges, they can tell us how much. Chase, you got something to say?
Yeah.
You look itching to get up.
We got like,
Introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are
Chase,
in radio land.
we got like 4 or 5 wells that just need an antenna. And those run from like 10 to 15,000, depending on, like Tommy might know, 10 or 15 through track control. And,
Per well, or?
yeah, per well. And we don't need engineers or anything on something like that. And Jason can do most of that. I mean, I guess we still have to do bids, but, I don't think we need an engineer on most of this. I mean, Lloyd has a pretty good idea of what we need to do and which ones work. I mean, he was around for some of them, so, I don't really know how many more that we need to be worked on right now. I know that we need to plug some. John knows more about which ones actually need to be plugged or not, but I know, I guess you could average, 4 wells times 15,000 to start. And then, that would just get radio controls on them. That way they're, running automatically to the plant. All these are already working. We went and tested these. So I don't know how many be plugged. I mean, it could be, I don't know how many, but I know a lot of them just need new pumps. A lot of these, we don't really need engineers for, but Lloyd knows, most of these things already.
And I think we visited with Roy some of this happening, yeah.
Yes.
So we've talked about, connecting those 2 wells that are at the street department. It would cost a lot of money. We got some bids on pipe, and it was anywhere from like $40,000 to $70,000 just on pipe. And accessories to get from the street department all the way to the conference wells by the Donnell's place.
So the ones that need to be plugged, inoperable, or can they be fixed?
Some are, some aren't, that's what.
Some are more
That's
like
what we need.
floodplains and stuff like that where, TCQ requires us to have at least a plan.
Yeah.
To plug them, so we already had that done, but we still need to plug them.
They need to be plugged.
Mhm.
How much does it cost, engineers?
Pretty high.
Yeah.
10 or 15,000 dollars.
I don't remember.
I mean, if we can get numbers and we don't need engineers for some of them, and then we get the engineers just to look at the ones that we know we need engineers at. So that way, you come in and say, hey, I need you guys to look at these wells. Don't worry about the wells. They're fine. We can handle that, but.
I honestly
that way
think
we
like the only thing we would really need an engineer for is running that from streets to the conference, but I think we can probably, it would just take a while.
So
It's
we
gonna lower the
we
highway.
talked about all this information that you're sharing. The fact is, we can't afford to do all this right now. So really, I'm asking for y'all to borrow some money, take off care of all this, or we can just slowly have these and chase. I mean, we've already got some antennas ordered. We're going to move forward on some of these projects.
Thank you, Chase. I think, I'm with, Dylan, it's the same thing, that we are interested in seeing what that total number might be, and then pursuing that, so we can get them all up and running and operational properly.
You think you can have that by the next meeting?
That's pretty hard. We'll get those as expeditiously as we can, that information.
Well, I say,
That's the direction y'all want to go.
well, I'll make most of the table this until we come up with other information.
But you're going forward with checking on this, right?
So, yeah, instead of tabling it, okay, well, I don't know, he already made it.
Well, you don't know how much you're spending yet.
I know, but he's got,
That's what I wanna know.
the action is that he wants to get permission to go pursue those.
He just got the permission, but this action I'm taking for tonight,
No decision to
but I want to.
force this through, yeah.
Information to come back in.
Gotcha. Second.
Does that make sense?
So, well, I think, let's make clear to Dr. Broder, and I think Billy's on the right track. We want him to,
We wanna go forward, with this. We wanna know how much it's gonna cost us before we say.
So here's the deal, we've been trying to do that now for a year, okay? So I'm not gonna go into all the details of the issues there, but I think once we move forward, I think that we might have to get a loan and then bring somebody that can get this done.
But how much is the loan gonna be?
Well, it depends how much y'all want to spend. I mean, it could be 100,000, it could be 5 million. I mean, we don't know. It depends on
Well, I think what Billy's trying to say is he don't want to put out there, say, 75,000 and it costs us 150,000. But if it costs us 150,000, then we may go and get a loan for 175,000.
Well, in order to pursue this expedition, we're gonna have to probably cost some money. Or we could slowly rehab it and do what we're doing.
That was one of our priorities, I think, at some point, months ago. What are our top, and that was like top three, maybe top one, 2 or 3. So, it's gotta be done, but, what do you think about seeing how much can he borrow? We don't have to borrow it all, but,
I think the action items that you want to pursue it. So I think the answer is yes, you want to know how much it's going to cost you.
That's all we know, actually.
I mean, because it's just, you want him to pursue more information towards the Texas Water Development. And if the answer is yes, then he's gonna get all that information for you.
Yeah, we want you to pursue it, but don't enter into a loan. Do not enter into a loan agreement until we know how much we're gonna be looking at. We're not, it's like writing a blank check, you know what I mean? We're not trying to tell you go out there and start getting money and then tell us how much you borrow. We want to know how much first. I know, I get what you're saying, that you don't think you can figure out the route without paying somebody. So, in the engineering department say, write us a bill after we get on. Just say, we're gonna pay you, but it's in lieu of this loan, so.
The way they work, goes about $1 million, which will cost you $400,000.
not to make it more complicated, is there a way locally to get those wells assessed in terms of, these 5 wells gotta be put for no good, these 6 wells, okay. Oh, that's fine.
Gotta have money to get them set.
I guess we kind of been stunned a little bit. Think about this. We're gonna do it, let's do it all.
Lloyd said 3 to 5,000. 3 to 5.
3 to 5. Who does that? Right.
Him and Felicity.
They're approved to do it. Oh.
What?
I mean, did you say we probably float? Or do you have it?
I don't know.
What do you got?
At a table, have a motion to table and add a second, so you don't have to either vote or not vote or something. You have to take vote, but you can let it die with vote.
Okay, motion that was made, we're gonna let it, is there anybody that would like to second that? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Okay, I guess, is there another motion that we need to hear to give Jeff permission or direction to go forward? Okay, Jeff said he's got what he needs, so no motions necessary, let's move on. Let's see. With that, water government. Let's consider and take action on resolution number 1563, a resolution establishing procedures to call a general election to be held Saturday, May 4th, 2024 in Seymour, Texas, and appointing election officials. A general election to elect the following candidates. Councilmember place 1, 2-year term. Councilmember place 3, 2-year term. Councilmember place 5, a 2-year term. This concerns appointing judges for said election. A, presiding election judge. B, alternate election judge. And C, early voting deputy clerk. The clerks for the election will be appointed by the presiding judge in a number of not less than 2. So, Lauren, do you have any information on that you want to add? We just need a motion to move forward with these election procedures. Anybody?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve that.
Okay, we have an election to proceed on second. Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same, it's approved. Number 12, approve the 2024 City of Seymour pool schedule, prices, hours, admission, parties, etc. proposed to remain the same as last year's 2023 season. There was quite a bit of discussion on that last year, and Jeff, we're okay on the.
Yes, I thought we had a great season
Yes.
this year. And it was something that we could continue on this year. And, my first time back, but I think we'll keep everything the way it is. As the council, just do something different.
I'll make a motion here.
What were the prices last year?
I think it's $3 admission. Is that right? Isn't that right? How much? I look.
18 and under is one, non, 18 and older are three. Students, non-students.
That's $1 for kids, $3 for adults. Kids
Senior
under 12
citizens,
gotta pay
$1.
money.
To people comment on that if they like. Anybody like to weigh in on that, you're welcome to do so.
Senior swimming is great.
Big pardon?
Senior swimming is great. Thank you very much.
That's $1, right?
It's $1. I pay more, but I thoroughly enjoy it, as do the other people that are there.
We moved it out to 12 to 1 because it was at 10 o'clock in the morning, it's cold. And nobody was swimming in the cold.
12 to 1.
It's at 12, so it's warmer.
As we get closer to May, we'll probably go back to this at least one more time on this. But I think everything ran really well last year. We had plenty of lifeguards, didn't have to close for any of that. So I'll entertain a motion if someone would like to.
I make a motion that we approve the 2024 City of Seymour pool schedule and process.
Second.
Yeah. Motion and a second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, the same. That is that. We're gonna go to number 13. Discuss, consider, and take action on the Seymour gun range. And we need to discuss that first, or ask for Mr. Hostas up here, or whatever we like to do. I think it's open up for okay session. Okay. Anyone would like to come up, and there's been a lot of discussion on the community, and yes. Mr. Hostas would like to come up. I talked to him earlier today. He's here. John? Welcome to do so. Or anybody. Not in any particular order. If you'll introduce yourself, you got 3 minutes.
I'm Missy Gray. I live on County Road 400, which is directly behind the gun range. We have been shot at numerous times. We shut it down, and then you open it back up and we get another round into one of our yards. When are we gonna be taken seriously and shut the damn gun range down? Is it gonna take you killing one of our kids or what? We, have the investigation from Josh. We know what's going on there. I think we need Josh here, so I think this should be tabled until he can make it to the meeting. We had, what was it, 22 when we went through all of this, and we were shot at then, and it's been open, what, 2 months, and we're shot at again. So is it gonna take one of these children getting shot before you take us serious? So.
Thank you, Ms. Murray. You'll introduce yourself, and you got 3 minutes.
My name is Corley Latham, and I also live on County Road 400. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I have 2 small kids. We don't live directly behind the gun range, but just a couple houses down. But my kids and I walk or ride bikes all the way down our road almost every day. I know a lot of you have small kids or grandchildren. How would you feel if this was your
house or your road that you live on and you wanted to take your kids to just enjoy the simple things in life, riding a bike every day, it's not safe. I don't care what's been done to fix it so far. I am sorry for how many people you're employing or how much money you're making. It's not worth somebody's life. And I think you would feel the same way if it was you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lake.
John Hoss, live on County Road 400. I've lost a lot of sleep the last couple of weeks. For this moment right here, I want to tell y'all what happened, so you've heard it from me. A couple of y'all know, a couple more of y'all know my phone calls, so I never got a return call back. So I got home that day right before 4 o'clock. Got out of the pickup, heard the shooting on the range. Tap, 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 like they're trying to unload the magazine. Started walking in the door. I heard that bullet from would be the southwest side of my yard, heading northeast. A buzzing sound with a thud that hit the tree, big tree in my front yard, probably from my house. Now, city's been pretty good about trying to point fingers other directions. And I'll tell you this, I am not whatsoever anti-gun, on a bunch. I've been hunting for ever since I was old enough to hold a gun. And so I can tell you right now, these shots were coming from the same direction, from the same gun. There wasn't no other sound. This was 9mm. It wasn't like there's a 22 being fired over here on the adjacent property. There wasn't any sounds coming from that direction. There wasn't a 30-06. I mean, I could tell the difference in the sound between a 9, a 22, and a 30-06. Wasn't no other shots. It came from the same gun from that direction. So this whole denying that the city we're pointing fingers other directions from what I've heard is a bunch of crap. And we know this happened before from the range. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little wound up, and I do apologize. This is very stressful. But if you're a city leader and you're saying that bullet did not come from the range, after hearing my story, that it did not come from the range, you're pointing your fingers up. And you're also saying that I can't prove it. And I've heard that. Well, that's probably the problem right there. That's not a solution. And all I asked, and all I did that day, after that bullet came through my yard, hit the tree, I crouched down, and I got in front of my pickup to be safe, and I called 911 because I wanted it recorded, basically. The shooting kind of continued on, and then right after I got done off the phone with 911, I called Todd, and Todd did
John, go ahead.
Okay. And Todd and Sean, I think, did a really good job getting over there and get the shooting shut down. It wasn't long after I talked to Todd on the phone that the shooting stopped. So, you know, I think somebody earlier commented on this, the range master, commented on investigation. So yes, Josh McCurry, the game warden, did an investigation. He's unable to be here tonight. He's not allowed to be here tonight because he's under investigation from a complaint that City Administrator Strader filed on him for official oppression. And now, I don't think I can make a decision without his investigation until it lets you know what he found. I mean, PD can investigate it, that's conflict of interest. SO can investigate it, that's conflict of interest. So that's what Josh did. And really been a game where he's the best guy to do that. Another thing that's concerning, and is a city administrator denial, blaming on somebody else, and his actions have been very unethical. And because the guy shooting that day happened to be his son, and also he is a range master out there. Now, all I wanted, when I called this in, we have a problem, let's find a solution, we're done. It shouldn't be this difficult. Should not be this difficult. But it's became a lot more than what just a bullet coming through my yard, which needs to be stopped. There's no doubt in my mind, I know what happened. It came from the range. In this bullet, before, they were going over the houses and hitting the top of the trees the very first time that I never said a word about in that tree's house at the top of the trees. This one, I believe, what it sounded like was about waist high to head high. That came from my yard. So that could have struck anybody that's outside. I'm going to ask the council to shut down the range. It's not worth it. You got what, 6 paid members out there making $120 a month off that range? Is that correct? I don't know. I guess y'all can.
6 or 7.
Yeah, okay.
Now, I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
What do you see as a solution? I mean, is your solution, your best way of looking at it to close the range, or is there any way it could be improved or something to your satisfaction?
Yes, it'd be nice for people to be able to go shoot, but and honestly, back when it shut down before, I do believe the city in good faith made safety improvements and thought that it would work. It didn't work. And I feel like if you keep the range open and say, well, we're going to make this safety improvement or that safety improvement, it's kind of a trial by error type deal. And we can't have any more errors. I mean, it could be fatal the next error, really. So as long as that range is pointing in the direction, the general direction of houses, it needs to be shut down. Because you can do all the safety improvements, but I don't consider it safe. I mean, it's been one of the city council members back when this closed down before and the safety improvements were made, told my wife, said, I guarantee you that not another bullet will leave that range. And it did. And so I had no faith that any safety improvements will keep bullets inside that range. It's not fair to us. The day after that happened, I was in the house and I overheard Alicia, she was in the bathroom with Brogans. A little one that's sitting back there playing on an iPad. She told him now, Brogan, if you're outside playing and you hear gunshots, you need to come inside the house. Riley's scared to ride her bicycle down the road when she hears gunshots. We had that before, have trusted the safety measures, but we live in fear. And I don't know, the best thing to do is just close it down. Find something else to do with that spot. I know y'all put a lot of work in it, a lot of safety upgrades. It's just not working. I don't care if you turn it into a 10-stand shotgun deal. Probably make a lot more money. A lot more people would use it, I promise you.
Turn it into what? Say that again.
a 10 stand shotgun. Shotguns aren't gonna reach your house
No, no, I understand.
from that distance. I didn't think handgun would either, I'll be honest with you, but it did. It just, no more handguns, no more rifles.
Don't mean to interrupt you again. Does any of the council members have a question or a comment or, I think John's explaining himself, pretty well here. And, I think you've got your point across. Really good. Like I say, I just give the council a chance to comment if they want to. We're listening, for sure.
Like I said, if don't close it, at least table it until Josh can tell you what he found in his investigation.
All right. Anything else, John, you'd like to add, or?
I'm done.
Okay.
I don't have any questions for you, John, we've already talked about it, heard you out, but I just want to reassure you that I don't know if I speak for everybody, I know I speak for myself, and I'm sure everybody, but we do care about your safety and the people living on that road, and especially your kids and everything while you're out there. So take that into consideration while we're working through this.
Ms. Scholar, thank you for taking the time to find out what happened for me.
Yes, sir.
All right, John, thank you. I think we've got another speaker. I'll let John go longer because he is kind of the primary person. You get 3 minutes. Yeah.
My name's Leonard Estrada. I really just want to pay out on a couple things that I heard tonight. Little background on me, I spent 10 years in the military, okay? Doesn't make me an expert, right? Doesn't make anybody an expert to the extent where you can make the right call, the exact call. I heard something earlier tonight that someone said there's no way to prove that it came from the range and there's no way to prove that it didn't come from the range, right? That's not the right thing to say. If you think about safety and you think about it, right, you have to pursue every situation, right? You have to take fault, or not take fault, but you at least got to stand up and say, so I heard that tonight, this council to consider leaving this range closed until an investigation is done and complete, okay? I will say from my 10 years in the military, I spent a lot of time on a range, and I've never seen a range this close to, residents, city limits, stuff like that. I'm a shooter myself. I enjoy shooting. I teach my kids how to use guns and how to shoot, and I teach gun safety. And that's what I think in our nation right now we need that. But the problem is we don't want to reopen this range because you don't want to add. How do I put this? You don't want to add more issues until you figure out exactly what it is, And I will say, I think the range isn't a bad area,
You think the range is what? I'm sorry.
In a bad area. It isn't in a bad location, right? I mean, like I said, there's no way you can prevent a rifle, a gun, or a pistol or anything like that from accidents are gonna happen. No one can prevent that. No range master, no range safeties. Accidents will happen. I've seen them happen in my time. So I just really think y'all should consider, let's truly investigate this, and let's see if I don't know, it needs to be closed down, it needs to be moved. And I think 6 people could drive to Wichita and practice if there's that gun ho.
Thank you, Mr. Estrada. Yes. You'll introduce yourself and speak into the mic.
I'm Jenny Moline, and I was driving to Mundy today, and we all know that road goes behind John and Alicia's house. And I guess today, for the first time, I really thought, if these bullets have gone as far as their house before, what's to say it can't go a little bit further? And, the highway's not that much further behind their house. So, in reality, this is going to put anybody that travels on that road at risk of getting a shotgun with them as well. My kids are very often at John and Alicia's house. They go over there in the summertime or anytime. Love to play outside. The funnest thing to do is go up and down that circle drive that they have. Still lots of time outside. It terrifies me that my own children could, potentially be hurt or killed. There was a comment by Mr. Oscar this evening about how they're there, they're present, they know what's happening as it's happening, they're the first to know about everything, but once a bullet leaves a gun and it leaves that range, you have no control over where that is going and what's going to happen. So you're going to be the first to know also that that bullet might have injured or killed someone. So, I would like to see it moved. I don't think it should stay open where it is. I feel like y'all have other property, the city has a property that could be used as a more appropriate spot. And I know this is taking a lot of time, it's taking a lot of money, to do what y'all have done in the property where it is, but it would just be worth it to move it to a different and safer property. So, thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. Yes, sir. You'll introduce yourself and speak into the mic.
My name is Lynn Smith. I'm relatively new to the community. I wanted to share a little bit of my experience. I'm a range master. I'm not the range master at this range. I'm just a range officer here. I was invited a few weeks ago to take that position here. I was chief range safety officer and range master at Panfork Baptist Camp. We would see several thousand children each summer, and we had shooting sports there, rifles and occasionally shotguns, but normally rifles. I also teach classes. I've taught probably 1,300 students over the past 8 or 10 years, and also a 4-H coach, shooting sports coach. During those educational groups, we score targets. We know how many shots we fired. We haven't had any bullets escape. Now, outside of educational opportunities that I personally deal with, I also own a gun range and a gun shop in Jacksboro. We allow recreational shooting there. Some of the things we see there, not so great. However, we don't allow people to shoot by themselves. To be honest, the primary reason we don't allow people to shoot by themselves is because there's a tendency for people to try to commit suicide at gun ranges, which is sad, but it happens. It's our policy, don't shoot alone. You either shoot with somebody you brought, or we're going to be there. So I think, hearing some of the concerns tonight, it appears that potentially having more people there during the event, or potentially limiting recreational shooting and going to more of a managed activity might be more appropriate, in my experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Appreciate it. We got someone else.
Yes.
Yeah, you can speak. Yeah, you bet. Go ahead. Introduce yourself again. And go
Oscar
ahead.
Valdez. I have been privileged to hear Mr. Hostas. The other lady that spoke before Mr. Hostas. This lady over here. I am amazed. And I have thought about it this whole 45 minutes. And if safety is the highest concern, I really leave it to what Mr. Hostas said. Josh, his investigation, I leave it to you all. Do with it as best you can. Do with it what you would like But his idea about gun range is a good idea. The idea about turning the range a different direction is a good idea. The idea of relocating the range is a good idea. But yes, I had a son and a daughter, and I feel it now for the first time. You know, it looks bad, but yeah, safety's first. Safety always. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I gotta say something.
Eric, you'll introduce yourself and speak into the mic.
I'm Eric Costas, I'm John's son. These are my grandkids he's talking about. So, I know some of y'all got some sins in your head. Y'all better do the right thing. That's all I can say. What if it's your family? Okay? Thanks, y'all.
Thank you, Eric. Mr. Hernandez, introduce yourself and into the mic.
Oh, Pastor Chester Hernandez, and I've been listening to all this, and you know, the start of the prayer with knowledge and wisdom. What's it gonna take to open our eyes? What's it gonna take? Is it more concerned about having this gun range open, or to hear, we should have done this, we should have done that? And I hear everything because, you know, life matters. Life matters. Or we're gonna hear, somebody got shot. Somebody got shot. But we had the opportunity right here to put a stop. To put a stop to it. Now, y'all have a big decision to make, not only in front of the people, but in front of God also. Because the blood is going to be in y'all's hands if something bad happens. Take that into consideration. Take that into consideration. Me, myself, I own one gun and I got rid of it. But to hear this, how much knowledge and wisdom does it take to make a decision? Or are we gonna wait till somebody gets killed? I mean, me, myself, it doesn't take too much knowledge and wisdom to make a decision. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I'll leave that in your hands. You have the decision to make. God bless.
Thank you, Jesse. We appreciate it. Anyone else? What about council? If y'all like to, we've got discuss, consider, and take action on the single gun range. We can discuss options. We can. We've got something you got to talk about. You bet. You'll introduce yourself and speak into the mic.
I'm Todd Hentrick. I'm the superintendent at the golf course and the gun range. Take care of the pools. I just want to kind of give you a lowdown of what the golf course and this gun range is all I'm here for. I want to apologize to John and their family. I'm actually kin to John and his family, and most of the people in here are cousins. The country club had the first gun range there back in 1978. They had a little target sheet where they shot rifles out there as a country club member, stuff like that. They could go back there. In 1983, John Horn and Mr. Futch came in and they built the gun range that's there today. So that continued on. They
they had an open gate, basically, you could go in and do a combination lock. And they had members, anybody could go in at any time they wanted to and shoot their rifles or pistols, whatever they wanted to shoot. They had a shotgun deal out there. They shot pistols, they shot shotguns, rifles. They did it all back there. And then once or twice a year, Mr. Horn would come in with these big platform guns where they would shoot competition, national competition. So there's approximately 30 beaches or so, and they would shoot these big guns at the targets, 100 meters, 100 yards, 200 yards. So they did that. In 1999, the city purchased the country club, 1999, 2000. They purchased the country club at that time. At that time, the country club also set up a deal where Mr. Horn and them could keep their lease out there for the next 20 years. So for the last 20 years, they've had that lease out there ever since. They still did competition shooting back there. Members still come and go as they wanted by doing a combination lock. People went in there all day long. Anytime they wanted to go in there, they could go in there and shoot. I've been there for the last 13 years, and I sit there and watch these people come in and out every day. We didn't have any control of that at that time because it was still leased out by this group. So continuing on from there, in 2019, 2020, that area right there, the contract was lost by Mr. Horn and him, and the city took the gun range over at that point. We basically locked up the gates at that time, tried to do the combination deal. We had some people going in and out and shooting at that time, and we kept it clean. We really didn't have the members doing that very much. We did a little bit. We kept it cleaned up and mowed on a regular basis where Mr. Horn would come in June and have a big gun shoot there also at that time.
No, I'll give you another minute if you want to go. Can you finish in a minute?
No.
Okay. We gave John time, so go ahead.
Okay, so I just want to explain, exactly. So anyway, what was it? So we had let Mr. Horn, they would still continue to do their shoots all the way up through these years. Even now, Mr. Horn is still going in, and we let them do their shoots in there as we speak to this day. Okay, so we got to a point where the gun range wasn't open anymore. John Horn was using a little bit. It wasn't being used at all. We had a little incident out there back in 22, I think Missy said, you thought, was that about right, Missy? Back in that area, we had a little incident at that time. So the gun range was completely shut down at that point. We had nobody going back there. Mr. Horn still used it two more years after that. Then we got to the point where the gun range is just sitting there. We decided to start cleaning it up, make it better, see if we can get it reopened. The city went that route with us, so we started working back there. We started mowing weekly, taking care of it, painting. We built new baffles. We got a brand new shotgun machines back there, targets. We've done all kinds of stuff to get it back up to shape. At that time, we got 2 gun range masters. One master has 20 years experience. We got 6 safety officers that all took classes for 9 hour classes to get that. We've had LTC classes back there, license to carry classes. We've had some safety classes done back there. At that point, TML, which is an insurance company, came in and looked the whole place over. They spent 2 hours back there, 2 different people, a man and a lady. They walked over the entire facility. They wrote up whatever. Eventually, we got a report back from them saying that we had basically passed the insurance inspection. The baffle we had set for the rifles, the burn out back, everything seemed to be good there. All we had was some signage that we had to do, fix at that time to make it right with the insurance company. So we did all that. We got passed by the insurance company at that time. So we actually all together, I think we have 16 members, which that's your officers also with your members. So I think we got 8 officers, I guess, and then another 8 members. So somewhere that marking that right. So okay, from there, once you're a member, they go in and they have to go to the city office and they get this big pamphlet from NETA. They have to fill out all this paperwork. They do this, and then they take this paper and they have to answer questions. They have to watch a video, answer the questions, turn that in, and then at that time they become members. At that point, once they become members and they want to come out and shoot at the gun range, they have to contact myself or any of the other safety officers to make an appointment to come out to shoot. When they make that appointment with us, they come to the gun range. We meet them out there. We go to a gate, which is the front gate. Safety rules on it. It has hours of operation, no trespass signs, and we have a flag. We put a red flag up. We put a flag up at the gate, and at that time we take that person into the gun range to shoot. The gate's closed in behind us. When we go in the gun range, we go straight to an office. At that office, they have to sign in. This is a sign-in book that they have to sign. It's got all of the people that signed in ever since we've been open, I remember 2-3 months, whatever. This is all the sign-in people that's been in and out of that gun range since we've opened up. So they sign in. When they come in, it's their date, their name, first and last name, what time they came in, what they're shooting, pistol, rifle, shotgun. They shoot. We have a range officer that stays there with them at that time. They do their shooting. At that point, let me go back. When they go into the office, once they've signed in, we have another flag. We take that flag and whatever they're shooting, if they're shooting a rifle, we put a flag up at the rifle post. That means that that rifle area is hot. There's a flag out front at the front gate with the red flag saying it's hot, and then there's a flag in here saying it's hot. So once they go and do their shooting.
I don't get it. I can't see those flags in my house.
But just let Todd finish and then.
What that flag is, Missy, it's just a flag for you. Once you drive into that area, it's a red flag flying. So you know at that point that the range is actually hot, okay? So nobody else is going to try to drive into the range at that point because it's hot, okay? So then there's a flag out back, and that's telling you that he's either at the pistol, he's at the shotgun, or he's at the rifle, okay? So once they're done shooting, they take their flag down, they go to the office, they sign out, they put the flag in the office, lock the office back up, they come out the front gate, they put the flag down, and at that point, I missed the part, when they went in, they have to get on their phones and they text when they're going in the front gate. And in that text says, so-and-so officer has got a member with him and they are going into the range to shoot at that time. Okay? Once they're in that range and shooting, the rest of the officers know that they're in there because of the text message. We have a group text of 8 of us. Once they're in there shooting, we have that message. Once they come back out of that office, shooting range, they text us again, saying that the range is open, it's free for somebody else to go in if they need to go in. And okay, so from there, the accident, like John gave me a call. I got the call from John at 3:59 p.m. that day. As soon as John called me, I told John, I said, John, I'm actually out of town, but I will make sure this will get taken care of. So I called my 2 employees at the golf course. As soon as I got off the phone with John, I called them. I told them to go to the back and check in with my guys that are back there shooting. I knew I had 2 people back there. Even though I was 100 miles away, I knew there was 2 people back there working or shooting. One guy was shooting at 215 that day. He shot a rifle up to 325. The next guy come in, he came in also at 215, and he started shooting a pistol after the first guy got through shooting at 325. So he shot his pistol up till 4:08 p.m. John made it at 3:59. At that time, I called Sean and Sean. They go back here and they shut down Mr. The guy that was actually shooting. They stopped him from shooting at that point. Ceasefire. They put it on their text message. Nobody shooting at this point. They go to Mr. Hostas's house at that point, and I get a phone call from Mr. Griffin. Within seconds of me talking to Sean, I told Mr. Griffin, I've got people going in them directions to get everything fixed and make sure everything's safe. So at that point, within the next 2 seconds, I get a call from the sheriff. Me and her spoke at the same time. I told her what was going down, told her where to go to get to Mr. Hoskins' house, the address, the whole 9 yards. And then I talked with my guys again. They were around and went to Mr. Hoskins' house and was taking care of business there at that time. So, that's basically, I mean, that's just a rundown of what we do at the golf course and the gun range. And that incident, there was another incident that happened on February 3rd, which was 4 days later. Had a dispatch call at 4:43 p.m. saying somebody was at the gun range shooting again that day on Saturday. One of my guys was actually at the golf course playing golf that day. So he made a run back to the gun range. Nobody was in the gun range at this time. Then we found out later that a neighbor next door to the west was back there shooting a gun. Mr. Game Warden and Mr. Griffin, they actually spoke to the person that was back there shooting, and he said that he had been back there shooting a pistol and just west of us. What I had done, we've been working like crazy to redo things, just to make it right. I know we had a problem, so we made some changes. We've taken the targets and we moved them 150 feet to the west. And we took the berm, the big 14-foot berm that was there, that berm, and we moved all of that berm 150 feet that way, and we made the dirt that much higher. And then we took an L, we made an L shape and came out another 30 feet this way. So now the targets are sitting in there, and I put the targets on an angle like this. That angle is 30 degrees to the northwest, 30 degrees. Take your compass and square yourself up at north, 30 degrees. Come back this way, 23 degrees is John's house. So that angle now, the targets.
Can you say that again, please?
Just repeat what you just said.
John, we took we found north on the compass, okay? And I took my targets, and I've got my targets sitting over here like this, which is 30 degrees to the northwest. And then from 0 north back this way, it's 23 degrees to your house. Before the 150 feet that we moved, your house was basically in line with the target.
But our road still goes all the way down there.
Where we're
Where
shooting,
we
where
ran
is,
back and walked all the way down that road and back to my house. Multiple times a week.
I'm just explaining what I've done.
I know, I'm
Let
just saying.
the speak, let's go ahead and let, he's recognized. Can you wind us up, Mr.
Yes,
President?
yes, I'm done.
Questions, from Council Todd, or, you know, what? Might flesh this out a little more, Todd, I appreciate you've been working on it to try to get it safer, let's put it that way. And, there are I know there's been a lot of work done before it reopened. Let me put it that way. Todd, I know you've done a lot of work on this, that kind of thing. It's, so I know that to be true. So, what about, any other questions? If not, what about, thank you, Todd. That's good information. Anyone else? No. Have you spoke?
I only spoke for 1 minute. I had 2 minutes left.
No, you get one time up for, you get one shot. is what I'm trying to say.
Your office, your range master had 2 times.
No, he spoke at the, public comments. You can speak at public comments, and then you can speak on an agenda item. I'm sorry.
We just let other people go way over.
We let John go over and we let Todd go over too, just trying to get as much information as we can.
Well, I have more other questions.
Someone else? We're, you know. Hey, Alicia, if you'll introduce yourself and speak into the mic.
Okay, I'm Alicia Hoskins. I have been harassed in baseball games up in the Holy Home. I don't care how you move those targets. My kids drive our hoopty up and down that road. We're up and down that road. Eli's been in that hoopty with Bryson up and down that road. I don't care. If my kid dies, I guarantee you, I will come after every single person on the city council. My 7-year-old, he's scared to go outside because he said, Mom, am I gonna get shot out there? And I think that none of you sitting here have to worry about that. 2 of you did not call John back because you didn't have the guts to call and talk to him, I guess. Thank you, Skylar. Thank you, Billy, for doing that.
I never got a call.
No, he didn't call you. I know that. That's why I said those names.
I spoke to John.
Yes, oh, absolutely, you did. I'm talking about the council. I know you did, and I appreciate that. As a mother, it's terrifying to hear gunshots, to know they have come in your yard, to know that where my 7-year-old plays and my other kids go, they could get shot. I don't care where you move it. Corley takes her girls up and down that road. There's still a road there. It doesn't matter. So if that gun range is so important to you, and if you vote to keep this open, that tells me you don't value my life or my child's life. Because you know what? Where that bullet came the other day, it was about 3:50 or 4 o'clock. That's when Bradley comes home from school. That's where she parks her car. And John happened to be home, but Bradley had to work that day. What would have happened? What would y'all be doing right now if Bradley was in there and my child would have been shot? What would y'all be saying right now? I'm mad and I'm angry. And I'm mad at people saying, you know what? You can't prove that bullet came. Yes, it dang sure did. And you can sit here and deny it all you want. But I know, and you know, where that bullet came from. And everybody in here, they know it as well. But guess what? My kids' lives are the ones in danger. Eric and Corley's kids' lives, they're in danger. Our neighbors, Missy, their life is in danger. So I want you all to think about that. Because you're going to go home and you're not going to worry about a bullet hitting your kid when she's driving home from school. You're not going to worry about that. But you know what? Eli's going to come to my house. And he's going to think about that the next time he comes to my house. That he could be driving down that road and I can have Eli in my car and that bullet could come through that window. And if any of you were in my shoes or John's shoes or Corley's shoes or Missy's shoes, I promise you, you would think otherwise. Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia. That's good. Anyone else? Yeah, good. If you'll introduce yourself and speak into the mic.
Hi, I'm Bradley Hoskins, and I know I've already run here for public comment, but listening to everybody talk about this, and I just want to add a few more things. And when that bullet did the time it came, I could have been there, and it's really scary to know that I could have been shot. Because I don't know if y'all know this, but I've already been through cancer and 2 broken legs, and I don't want to add gunshots to my list of things that I'm already happening. And you know, I'm not even scared for myself mostly because I'm gone half the time to tennis, to FFA, to 4-H, to work, to dance, to all the things I'm in. But my little brothers who don't have as many things to do with me, they're constantly outside playing, and that's what I'm scared for. Because usually I get home, I go do my homework, I do my chores, and I go to bed. But the boys, they have so much to do, and I'm scared for the boys because they love to play the butthole. They love to go play with our chickens. They love to go play with our cats. They love to go ride all their things. And it's just scary to know that they could be shot too. And I just, also my window is kind of like in the direct way it was, so that could have shot through my window and got me or anybody else in the room. Friends, when they come over, hey, you're gonna have to listen for gunshots, and you're gonna hear them, you're gonna have to, or something. And I don't want my friends to be scared every time they come over my house. Because if you go to a friend's house, you want to feel welcome and safe. But if you go to a friend's house and they tell you, hey, you could be shot,
You don't wanna go over there.
Thank you, Bradley. Now's the time. Like to speak. Okay, we're at council, chance to speak. You want to say anything? We've got, you know, like I said, we can take whatever action the council wants to take. We can, we have the option of, we can go into closed session. We want to visit, you know, seek some legal counsel or something like that, or we can make a decision right now, you know. Just to,
I think we need to go into closed session, talk to the lawyer.
okay. All right. How does everybody?
Made in the motion.
All right. A second. Okay, we've got a motion. We're gonna have to break briefly. Yeah, we're gonna do that. But, yeah. We've got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, so 5-0. We're gonna break up. I hate to ask everybody to leave, but, maybe for just a short period of time, and we'll come back and come up with some kind of decision.
We all got a call, we're all leaving.